What's up, dude? Thanks for chatting here. Excited to talk to you again. This is the third video. We talked about running multiple businesses, buying and selling companies. I want to talk to you about building and hiring teams. You said it in your first thing is you wouldn't be able to run multiple companies without awesome teams. So let's talk about it. So how the heck do you hire and find these people? Like how do you find an awesome team?
Yeah. So one of the cool things about our company, and I think this is the feature of workforce in general, is that we're distributed. We're all over the world. Majority of us are in US, but like we're all like I'd say 45% is overseas in various different countries, from Singapore to Pakistan to India, to in Europe as well, South America, US. So it has to be distributed because I believe that like talent is everywhere, and you don't have opportunity everywhere. So you can get the best people in different places. You don't have to say everybody has to move to Palm Beach, Florida. I mean, Palm Beach, Florida is really nice, but some people have their families in other places and they don't want to move.
Yeah.
So that's the number one key to hiring a good team. We also use a process to run our companies. It's called EOS. It's short for Entrepreneurial Operating System, and it's created by Gino Wickman, author of the book Traction and Get a Grip. And we use that process across all the different companies. And what it does is that it helps us, it helps people self-select themselves out if they're not gonna, be a good fit. And because Traction really has very high accountability, not to your direct boss, but to everybody in your direct team.
Yeah.
So
you can look like a fool, and it's transparent, right? It's like, oh, this guy's not doing his job. This person's doing the job.
Exactly. The scorecard. Everybody sees the scorecard, and it's like cross team. So if you're not doing your job, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna just hand in my resignation. So like that's helped us a lot. But in terms of hiring, there's a really good book called Who, and with hiring, I forget the author's name, but it's really, really good. And it helps you ask the right questions, and, hire pretty selectively. You have to be really selective. You can't just take the first person to come down, your pipeline. We rely a lot on the networks. Like I would like talk to you like, hey, Sujan, who's the best marketer that who's doing PPC? Yeah, I'm not going to ask you, who do you think I should hire? I'm going to ask you who's the best person that you know, and then I'll do the rest of the work. Like I'll reach out to them and say, hey, what's going on? I learned about you from XYZ person. We're looking for this person at our company, and then they'll say, oh, well, I already I'm happy with my role. Or they're like, oh, that's great. You caught me at the right time. So like doing a lot of those recruiting kind of thing. We do as well, I do, or different GMs and presidents do within our company. And now that we've built a pretty awesome brand, we put out a listing on our website. Even if we don't post it on We Work Remotely or Indeed or any of the job boards, like we get a very good chunk of applications that just come through there. People are like keeping an eye out on when
Nice.
it happens in their company.
Awesome. Yeah. So you said Indeed, We Work Remotely. Have you used Flex Jobs or any other places?
No, not FlexJob. We've used like Dribble. We've used depending on the role, you use different things. Like for WordPress, jobs.wordpress.net will yield you a lot of good developers. If you're looking for a WordPress developer, you use jobs.wordpress.net. We also do like a lot of we'll go on like TopTal or something like this and look at people
Hunt some people down. Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
and then find the best folks. Like we have certain criteria because we're like, okay, have you experience with REST API? Like and we'll just go sort by that and just like hit up the top people and then try to recruit them.
Right. I think, but that same thing can apply to any role, right? Like, so let's just say, when I hire a lot of marketers, I look at the keyword growth, and I look at the second keyword product,
right?
And then I type in the position, right?
Yeah.
But I want new age marketers would have those two keywords. Older,
Right.
like brand marketers, media buyers, none of those guys will have the word freaking product in there or growth, right? So
Right.
I think you can find what's unique to your position or persona.
Exactly. Another thing you can do is if you have a LinkedIn recruiter account, it's a little expensive, but if you have it, what it lets you do is you can go look at your companies that you admire who've doing a good job and see who's because on LinkedIn like different people can just say I'm open to new opportunities and that, and
Yeah.
LinkedIn will just show you, hey, X
Who's
company is
open? Yeah.
employee open to an opportunity that you just do cold outreach to them and say, hey, I noticed you're looking for opportunities we have on open up. So that works really, really well as well for writers and stuff, for bloggers, because we have a pretty good group of bloggers in our company, writers, pro bloggers. Job board is really cool. But our team like generally keeps a good eye out. They're reading different things, they're seeing cool projects coming up, and we have like, oh, did you see so and so, like, is an independent developer and they built this cool tool, and we'll just reach out and say, hey, we'll acquire your tool as part of that. You can join our company. Or we look at, hey, I saw you did a guest post on XYZ website. Would you be interested in like joining us full time for writing? Because we already see how well they're writing and whatnot.
Yeah, that's so job board, jobs at ProBlogger, favorite place. I've been using that for like 12 years since like the day. I think I was like there's like their fifth customer or something. Like $50, cheapest place to like hire smart people because of his audience. He has the same thing as you, right? Like he monetizes his audience. Also, what you said about like this reaching out to guest bloggers, if they say the word freelance writer, that's perfect, right?
Yep.
Because freelance writers, how do you think they get jobs? Exactly that tactic.
Yep.
It's a very known tactic. It's really easy. Some of my best employees writing come from that. So second that.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. So I want to talk to you. Okay. You've talked about hiring. We've talked about, what type of team building, but let's talk about management of the team. So you mentioned like you have a GM, but like, so EOS does a lot of the management, I'm assuming, right? Like it's a structure you can use, but can you walk through that? Like, I guess EOS in like a nutshell for your company?
Yeah, for sure. So, there are a few components to EOS. Number one, everybody needs to know what the hierarchy is, what's the org chart. So we have our internal wiki. It's a WordPress site. I call it the hub. It has several things like an org chart. It has a lot of important documentations and processes, everything in there. EOS has a weekly meeting. It's called the L10 meeting, level 10 meeting. And it is a document format for that. You just have like different people's rocks, which are your quarterly big things that you're doing that aligns with the company's vision and traction. And then you have your like weekly to-dos. And so it's a full like your meetings are very organized, so you're not having meetings with no physical output or no like garbage meetings. So you have a lot of bloat meetings in the companies. So we were able to avoid that with the EOS L10. And then part of the L10 is also the scorecard, and that's what I look at, right? Because I'm not in every L10. What I do see is all the scorecards, which are every like team person is like filling in their weekly KPIs in there. Some of them can be automated, but most of it is not. It's like each person just putting in, hey, this is what I was able to do. This are the results. These are sales, blah blah blah. So I'm able to manage quite efficiently there. We use Asana to help with all the project management tasks. And Asana is so awesome because like before they only had like the list format, and then now they also have the Trello's board style format and all sorts of customization that you can do in it. So we use Asana for just about everything on our project management side of things. And we use Google Drive, like docs, everything. Yeah. So combining our hub with Asana and Google Drive, we're able to accomplish a lot. Because our team is distributed, we use Slack for most of our internal company chat. We use Zoom for the talks and calls. Our dev team uses ZenHub, which is like a Jira's alternative for GitHub. And yeah, so that's what they're using. But like it makes things like, I can go in on, like for me, the most important thing is the scorecard. I need to make sure the numbers are right and all the important metrics are there. And that's like, something that you can either implement or just use EOS. It works really, really well. It gives you a structure to operate the company.
Yeah. So for everybody listening here, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you run your own WordPress site, run your own business, read the book Traction. And then there's this other book that you can give to your employees called What the Heck is EOS?
Yep.
That's that's the EOS in a nutshell. In fact, like I would go read that book as well, because then you'll get the takeaways from your first book, right? Yep. And so yeah, really great. Thank you, Syed, for being here. I learned a lot. I don't use EOS, but like I'm about to go call my co-founders like, yo guys, read this during the 4th of July. Let's talk about it next week or 2 weeks. So yeah, thanks again. And where can people find you if they want to learn more?
You can learn more about me on my personal website, syedbahkli.com, but primarily wpbeginner.com is where you can find all the content that we're publishing around WordPress. But thank you so much for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. And it was great to meet you in person the other day too. So by the way, anyone listening, so you can find him on syedbahkli.com, but go read his annual updates and go back the last 5 years. Like very generous, humble person, and I think a lot to learn from all the details that's not mentioned in the videos.
Thank you.
Yeah.